And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards, official motor sponsor of Let's Talk Hookup. Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the mighty 1090 studios with Robbie Gant from Shimano. Yes, indeed, it's showtime. And we're going to be talking about the finest gear in the fishing world, Shimano, and what they have going at the show, too. So you stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Yamaha Outboards Say Yes to Reliability sales event is here. For a limited time, purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 115 horsepower four-stroke and get 5 years of warranty protection plus up to $500 in dealer credit. New 150 to 300 horsepower four-strokes get 6 years of warranty protection. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Visit your local Yamaha dealer today. Offer ends March 31st, 2019, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
Rancho Leonero is very family-oriented. People have brought their children down, and now they're bringing their children. It's not unusual to have 3 generations of family at the hotel. Grandpa, Dad, and normally sons, sometimes daughters. The families come back year after year, and it's a safe place for the kids. It's small, it's intimate, right on the water, 2 miles of beachfront. The water's very shallow in front. There's no currents to speak of, no waves. We have childcare, $10 a day for a babysitter. Security is high at Rancho Leonero. It's really unnecessary, but it adds up comfort level. And we really do encourage the families. It's a great place for family reunions, family get-togethers, weddings. We do it all. 1-800-646-2252, 646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. There's nowhere that I could think of to have the same atmosphere and the same experience that you get at Rancho Leonero. We love families.
There are plenty of boat slips and marinas in San Diego, but there is only one Kona Kai. It's not just a place to park your boat. It's a way of life here in America's finest city. Come check out what's new at the Kona Kai. 170 luxury guest rooms, including 41 brand new suites, featuring contemporary island-inspired decor, deep soaking tubs, and oversized balconies. The Kona Kai Resort Spa and Marina has multiple swimming pools and a private beach, waterfront restaurants, and an award-winning spa, most of which is included for marina tenants. Add the Kona Kai Club to your membership and you have access to the new Paloma Pool Bar, a new and exclusive pool area for adults only, which allows guests to enjoy poolside craft cocktails and California coastal cuisine while overlooking your boat. In addition to all this, Kona Kai is the closest marina to the open ocean. Check ResortKonakai.com on the web for more information, to reserve a slip or inquire about joining the club. The Kona Kai Resort, much more than just a place to park your boat.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. When you say it's showtime, you're not kidding, boy. It's here.
It's here. It is this week, and we have our man, Robbie Gant, who is the West Coast guy, our guy for Shimano. Good morning, Robbie.
What's up,
Good
Robbie?
morning.
Great to have you in the studio here. And as we always say, what's new with Shimano?
Oh, well,
Everything.
yeah. Corrado DC.
Oh.
Dude.
That one has been a game changer for us. We introduced that at ICAST in July of this last year. And, we put out these projections on how many we think we can sell for like an entire year, and I had this gigantic number, and, here it is only a couple months later, and I've already surpassed that. Like, we can't build them fast enough. It is the most awesome technology, on the planet. Well, Ricky, both of you
Yes.
guys, the Trinidad DC, right?
Right.
The DC technology, right? So it's back, and it's back with Corrado, and that's just been awesome.
At a price point
That
that's
you got it.
unbelievable.
That's what I was going to say. Like, this isn't the highest advanced technology at the highest advanced price. It's the best technology you could ever imagine in a reel in a budget that all of us can afford. You killed it. It's perfect. It is literally perfect.
Yeah, that one's just been absolutely awesome.
I hope you're ready. I hope you guys are ready for what you're going to experience at the show, because we are getting, just as you said, you can't build enough of them. They are highly sought after right now. We get a couple of phone calls a day. Are you going to have DC at the show? Are you going to have DC at the show? Are you going to have Corrados at the show? Like, yes, we are. Like, are the deals going to apply to that reel too? As far as all the cool bonuses that you're going to get for buying those things at the show. And we've been kind of keeping it under wraps. I'm sure Robbie will let the cat out of the bag at some point. But there's the deal. That's a reel that is the deal is just being able to get it, and the fact that you're going to get bonuses at the show is just huge.
Yeah, bonuses at the show, really?
Oh, yeah.
Shimano doesn't have to discount. Shimano sells every day, but you guys once a year do deals at the Fred Hall show, right?
Well, I try to, help out the retailers that are there and try to help out, obviously the consumer that's coming to try to get them into more Shimano products. So, last year I think was the first year in a long time where we gave away. Well, the big deal last year was the Max Quattro.
Yeah,
you got 500 yards of Max Quattro on, Trinidad, Talica, Tiagra, Stella, and Tranks 500. So it was a huge success last year. So yeah, we're going to do.
We're talking $100. That's over $100 worth of line that you're going to buy for that reel anyways. I mean, it's $100 savings, sometimes greater than that even on big reels.
Yep. So we'll have that's back. So we're going to do that same program for those reels. We changed up Tiagra. We have more guys, or we don't sell a ton of Tiagras at the show, but guys wanted the Hollow Ace, so we're going to do Hollow Ace for Tiagra. And then, all the rest of the reels that we sell get basically regular Power Pro, so up to 300 yards of regular Power Pro.
So you buy a Corrado DC, you're going to get regular Power Pro.
Yeah, and you're actually going to get a free fishing rod also.
That's
what?
the ticket, yes.
Yeah.
And not just a free fishing rod. The rod that's given away with this thing is a bitchin' rod. Like, it's not like they said, okay, well, we got a bunch of closeouts we need to get rid of. This is a really, really nice rod that goes along with it.
Yeah, Corrado. It's the Corado rod.
So we
introduced it this last year, yeah. So we're making kind of a little combo pack, and my job is to dominate that show, and I've put together the plans to go dominate. So it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really, really excited.
This is a reel that everybody wants to have, that it's in everybody's budget. They were very difficult to come by. Now all of a sudden they're here, and we've all got them. And it's a reel that every person would buy at full pop anyways. Now you're going to get.
Which is full pop is what?
$250.
Yep.
And you're
for a digitally controlled.
for like the highest end technology reels, $250, and you're going to get Power Pro, and you're going to get a really nice rod to go along with it. Like, you guys, that's what I keep saying. I hope you're ready for it, because that will be like probably the spectacular show special.
So for those of our listeners that don't understand the DC, the digital control, what is it?
So it's basically the braking system. So all of our reels have VBS, or variable brakes, which is centrifugal force. And a lot of our competitors use magnetic, way to slow the spool down. The problem with VBS or magnets is they're always on. So when you make a cast, it's already slowing down your spool. So your spool never gets to generate the RPMs that it should. So with digital control technology, when you're basically making your cast, it allows the spool to get up to the highest RPM. And then I think the computer talks to the spool like 1/1000th of a second. It's bang, bang, bang. So if it feels as though it's getting a backlash, I don't know, some really smart engineer created this stuff, but you'll see the line starting to fluff up like it's going to backlash, and it just sucks itself
sucks right into the spool
back down, but it doesn't kill the RPM, right? So therefore you have basically longer casting ability.
Wow.
And it's just one cast and then light bulb, right?
It's crazy.
It's absolutely awesome.
DC is a performance casting tool. People call it, it's the anti-backlash. It doesn't backlash. That's not what it is. Not backlashing is a product of the spool spinning at a perfect RPM. I mean, it is possible to do it, but what happens is you have the perfect casting performance out of the spool every time, and as a result of that, backlash almost never happens. But it's not a device that makes the reel not backlash. It just makes the spool spin at the optimum speed the entire time of the cast, end result being it's very rare that you have any loops or anything afterwards.
Yeah.
So I've backlashed it.
Oh, yeah, trust me. I say it like that because I'm an expert. Like, I can make that happen.
It can happen,
yes,
but the chances are...
Yeah, the limits.
Yeah.
It's for sure. Yep.
Yeah, and so the 200 size would be perfect for freshwater fishing as well as inshore.
Yeah, calico bass,
no
jam
doubt.
bass stuff.
Bass,
yep, absolutely,
that kind of
absolutely. And with Power Pro line too, right? I mean, it's still going to hold a tonnage of 40, 50, or 65 pound Power Pro. So
what would you put on it?
I'm a fan of 65. I love 65. I fish that on almost everything these days. I don't know, just the diameter of that line stacks really nice. It casts really nice. 65 for me is the ticket.
Yeah, color fragrance?
Well, if I'm on a private boat, in fishing calico bass, green is still good for sure. But if you're on a charter boat or a party boat and you have green, you just make a lot of people angry
because it kind of blends in.
They can't see your line in the water. So you just end up in a giant tangle. So on those boats, I'm a white guy.
Yeah.
I'm like the exact same as Robbie. I like 65 pound because in Power Pro, Spectra type lines, the larger diameter lines are easier to cast. Something like the opposite of fishing mono, where the bigger lines are easier. But when we went on our trip to El Salto, I wanted a reel with skinnier Power Pro. And the DC, because you've got the DC casting feature, that's the reel that I chose. So I had 30 pound of that new version 2.0 Super 8 Slick. I loved it. And I usually don't like casting 30 pound because it's so skinny, but it's real small diameter and it cuts through the water so good that I was fishing that 30 pound Super 8 Slick version 2 in that new green color. And I used the DC because the reel cast so good. Never one time did I have any issue with it, and I loved it. It was really, really nice.
Yeah, excellent. And Max Quattro is another thing that's come along with version 2 Super 8 Slicks. Max Quattro, that stuff casts unbelievable too, right?
Absolutely, because it's a thinner diameter, 20% thinner than anything else out there. Yeah. So the 80 is like 65, the 65 is like 50.
I love it.
So it's definitely going to cast better. But for us, for the fishery that we're living in today, is capacity, right? So you guys probably hear way more horror stories from guys getting spooled. But if you had 20% more, 20% more line on your reel, maybe you had a chance of stopping that fish. So that's kind of been the story of Max Quattro, and that's why I like it. It's the insurance policy on your reel of having an additional 100 yards of line.
I just shake my head that it's even possible, because I have become an even bigger fan as of the last 2 years of that Tranx 500. It is the reel that I think is for most of the people, it is the best reel to cast a big lure in the saltwater, surface iron or popper or whatever. And the fact that you can put 325 yards of 80-pound test on a reel that still fits in your hand like that, with the big bluefin scenario that we've had, it's not uncommon at all to catch a 50 or 60 or 100-pound fish, or sometimes even larger, on a casting reel, and that you can cram over 300 yards of 80-pound on a reel that small is insane to me. I love it. That's where Max Quattro shines so much.
Yeah, no doubt. Tranx 500, is that on the special deal if you buy one at the show?
Yep, you get we'll fill it full of Max Quattro.
Max Quattro.
Yep.
Your choice, and you're recommending 80, Ricky.
I like 80 because I think 65-pound is the perfect line size for that reel, and pre-Max Quattro, that's what we always put on it. Well, now you can have the security and not strength of fishing 80-pound, but virtually the diameter of what 65 always was. Yeah. You get above 300 yards of a line that's so strong you don't ever have to worry about knot strength and pulling your butt off, and you get into a little tangle with your buddy when you're on the sport boat. It's all good because you're still fishing 80-pound. That's what I would do. If it were me and I was buying a new Tranks 500 at the show, I'd be doing that 80-pound Max Quattro, with 65 being a great choice also. But mine, I put the 80 on.
What rod are you matching that with?
Well, I guess it depends because it's such a versatile reel.
Yeah.
Terramar 90H. It's our jig stick. It's our heavier jig stick. We have two. We have a 90MH and a 90H. I like the 90H because it'll fish the bigger jig as well as like a 45 size. Mm-hmm. So I've been fishing that one for the most part the last 2 seasons. So yeah, that Terramar 90H.
Wow.
Plenty enough to catch a yellowtail and a tuna and things like that, but it's not too much rod that you couldn't be half-day fishing and still cast a lure and catch a calico bass with it. It's just a very good SoCal jig stick, light and easy to use.
Well, that's the thing is that, a lot of people with Shimano always think, reel. The development of the rods that you guys have done is unbelievable. Like the Therese rail rod. That's a great rod.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big fish. Yeah, I mean that thing has caught a lot of big fish in the last couple of years since you introduced it.
Oh yeah. That's been a good one for sure, right? I mean it's a 100-pound rod or a 130-pound rod or an 80-pound. We have those, and that's what people are using. Who'd have thought that 3 or 4 years ago that you needed 80+ pound tackle to go half-day fishing. Yeah. But our technology, they continue to push, and we're getting more and more of the really cool technology in from Japan, Spiral X, High Power X, and all that really, really cool stuff. And we're slowly integrating that into, rods for the States, which is cool. Yeah, it's just taken to the next level, just like we do with the reels.
So of course, your main thing used to be the rods. That you were the rod developer for Shimano.
Yes.
And you're transitioned into the West Coast guy. What has excited you in the last year about the rod development? What rods are going? You're looking at those going, man, that's a great rod.
Well, I think any of the rods that have our Spiral X and High Power X technology, it's something that Shimano does, and they're the only ones that do it combined. There's a lot of companies that have, their way of knocking it off or whatever, but if you really, really know fishing rods and you look at how that rod is laid up and designed and utilizing, that tape technology, it's awesome. The recovery rates are incredibly fast. The sensitivity is through the roof, and they're keeping the rod at an incredibly lightweight.
Explain that design. What is that technology?
It's really hard to tell you. I mean, you almost need paper to basically draw it all out. So a rod starts off with your mandrel, which is your metal cylinder, right? Your tube, and then they basically take carbon tape and they weave the carbon tape up the mandrel first. Then they lay their carbon glass whatever template, your basic carbon, right?
It gets material that it becomes the rod,
and then it gets rolled, and then they put another layer of carbon tape over the top in the opposite direction. So if you have carbon tape going up the mandrel this way to start, and then carbon tape coming this way at the end, when they cross, they form an X.
Oh, okay.
So that's High Power X and Spiral X, and that's where you get that. But that is you get the hoop strength that keeps a rod from breaking. The recovery rate is through the roof good because you have these carbon fiber, they're at the perfect angles.
Yeah.
So it just everything about a rod, it really takes fishing rods to a whole new level of technology,
And so what? If for anglers here on the West Coast, what rods have that technology in it?
Right now, it's primarily all freshwater rods.
In the freshwater.
Yeah, we are under development for next generation, some saltwater stuff down the
Is
road.
it going to happen?
Yeah, we have prototypes that were
things you learn that technology and then realize oh wait a minute, we can apply this towards that, and that's how the cool stuff comes down the pipeline.
Yeah, I grew up a freshwater bass guy, right? And I was a tournament guy, and I did all that stuff, and so I really understand, how those rods work and the cool features of that. But now that I've converted to saltwater and I've seen this technology, I can only imagine a Tranks 500 on a 9-foot jig stick with this technology. You want to cast a surface iron, I think it would load and shoot a surface iron better than anything on the planet.
That's rad, man.
So
that's cool.
That's what I'm
It's coming
really,
soon.
yeah, I think about a year out, I believe. So
All right.
we've got some prototypes now. So.
Who knows? Maybe if you go fishing with Captain Benny Florentino, you may be able to try some of that stuff.
Yeah, he's been known to do some field testing for us.
Yeah, indeed. One of the great testers. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show to talk about all the stuff that's Shimano, and it's your chance to talk to Robbie and find out what's happening with Shimano, find out what else is happening at the Fred Hall show in the Shimano booth, as well as all the dealers at the show.
Yeah, this is the perfect day and such the perfect guest to have just before the show. I mean, Robbie's like the right guy for it, because not only does he have the background of, seeing it when it was put onto paper and then become it, but also such an expert fisherman to give us the details on how it's done and what to do, and it's just going to be a great show, and we want to hear from you this morning. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup, there's two ways for you to do that. First is with our local line, which is 858 area code 457-1090. Again, 858-457-1090. That's our local number. Or reach us toll-free. That toll-free line is 877-792-1090. One more time, 877-792-1090. Not only are we going to be talking all things Shimano with Robbie today, we are also giving away such a killer prize. And really want to thank Robbie and all the guys at Shimano for getting us to do this one. One lucky caller at the end of the show today is going to win a Terramar rod. But you're going to get the Terramar rod of your choice. So we're going to find out what the right rod is for you, the right scenario, and you got yourself a brand new Terramar rod coming your direction. What a cool prize that is. And thanks to Robbie, and thanks to you again. If you want to get through this morning, 858-457-1090 or 877-792-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon: king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling, and dolly varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR-certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our 2019 trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
If you love to hunt, come celebrate the passion at the Fred Hall Show March 6th to the 10th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Internationally known as the world's finest fishing show, the Fred Hall Show hunting section at this giant event has evolved into a world-class hunting expo. Talk to outfitters and guides from around the world. Book a hunting trip to anywhere on the planet. Anchored by Turner's Outdoorsman, the hunting section at the Fred Hall Show is a local treasure for Southern California hunters. The Fred Hall Show, March 6th to the 10th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Presented by Progressive. Details at fredhall.com.
Be sure to stop by the Dana Landing booth at the Long Beach Fred Hall Show and see the Flying Jimmy, Maui Jim's largest display. This traveling showcase shows off 300 pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, including over 60 custom My Maui glasses for you to try and buy, including the brand new Maui Green Mirror lens. Come meet Maui Jim Pro Captain Paul Hebert from Wicked Tuna and Big Fish TV superstar Andy Mill. Get your Maui Jim sunglasses at the Dana Landing booth at the Fred Hall Long Beach Show.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
All right, Robbie Gant from Shimano's here once again at this year's Fred Hall Long Beach show. Kind of give us the rundown of what Shimano's offering for people out there.
Well, I don't want to leave out probably the best part about Shimano, which is our service.
Oh, yeah.
Our service team will be there again this year.
Nice.
We're going to do reel seminars Wednesday through Sunday.
Wow.
There's 3 each day. It's by the Shimano booth. There's certain times. There's 3 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 4, I believe, on Saturday, and then 3 again on Sunday. So bring your reel that needs a little bit of service to the show, and my guys will basically, walk you through how to, tear it apart, clean it. This is what you need to look for, and here's the little gremlin spring that might come out and bite you, and how to, and the guys are great. They're such great guys, and so they'll walk you through, how to fix your reel. So that's always really cool to, for the Fred Hall show. It's the only place where really
it eases the fear of you doing it at home. Like, once you get the thing open, you realize, okay, I can handle this. But you said it best, like, the thought of, like, starting to back off those screws and just in your mind, every single piece is just going to jack in the box, shoot out of this reel, and, like, just somebody standing over your shoulder be like, oh, no, just put your finger right over here. Like, once you got the basics down with one guy showing you, you can do it forever on your own, no problem.
Absolutely.
I think that's such a cool service you do.
Shimano reels need cleaning?
Sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes.
You're supposed to do that?
Yeah. Metallicas. You don't need to worry about it, man.
Yeah, I'm lucky to hit mine with a hose these days.
Yeah, I know.
And there's
but what a great thing that is. And like you said, award-winning Shimano service. There's nobody that compares with that.
No.
And it's still right here in Irvine,
yes,
in Southern California. So if you aren't able to make the show, you can still take your reels or send them right into Irvine or take them to your local Shimano dealer, and they'll send them in for you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I still shake my head at the inappropriateness that you take care of people. And this happened yesterday. This wasn't like a scenario that happened one time. A gentleman came in, dropped a bunch of reels off for reel repair. I think half a dozen, mostly low-profile reels. All of them came back, serviced, perfect, killer, with the exception of 2, which were old Siticas. I mean, not like, I've had these for a couple of years. I mean, we're talking old, inappropriate. And the service tech said, well, the parts are no longer available. These things are older. But for $25, you get to upgrade to a brand new one. And, yeah, $25. He had 2 brand new Siticas to go along with the rest of his reels. Like, the level of service that's provided from Shimano is just not closely matched by anybody.
Yeah, I have some old Siticas. Maybe I'll talk to my guys.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Bart Hall's on the line. Good morning, Bart.
Hey, Bart.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Hey, doing great. Looking forward, of course, to having you on the show tomorrow morning live from the Long Beach Convention Center, where you're going to be setting up and getting ready for the isn't there something happening this week?
Yes, the world's largest sports fishing show.
How about
I had a story, Robbie. I had to call in and tell you this. I go to a Shell station because I use my Ralph's rewards to get cheap gas. And I was talking to the guy. I had to go inside to do it. And I was talking to him about fishing. He said, yeah, I fish. He said, and I said, what do you use? And he was talking about this Shimano. And he said, I got a problem with this reel. I said, well, you should send it in. I said, they're really good about that. And I don't think he believed me. He didn't know. I got an email from him last week telling me what great service he got, how it was thank you so much, Mr. Hall, for telling me about this. It was unbelievable. That's just off the street, this guy. So I sent him a couple tickets. He's probably going to come by the real repair booth and say thanks.
Perfect.
That's
Thank
cool.
you.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, we can't wait, Bart.
I can't either.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great show, of course, and we'll be talking a lot about all the different features tomorrow. Of course, our traditional annual show, Fred Hall Long Beach show, with Bart Hall on the phone from the Long Beach Convention Center, and John Ireland from Rancho Leonero in the studio here with Rick and myself. It's going to be fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm enjoying today's show, and I just wanted to share that story. I thought it was appropriate when you're talking about service.
It's a good one for sure.
Bart.
Hey, Bart, thanks, and we'll talk to you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right,
Bart.
See you in a couple
7
days.
to 9 a.m. Yeah, indeed. Busy guy there.
No doubt.
Yeah, going
Can you
on right now.
imagine?
Hey, 858-457-1090. All those lines are full, but if you want to get through, 877-792-1090. One line open there. Let's jump into it, Rick.
You got it. Well, the phones are definitely packed up. We're going to start it off this morning with John, who's calling us from Los Alamitos. John, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Good morning, guys. My question is to Robbie Gant. I have 3 Talicas, a 12, a 25, and a 50. I was just wondering if you can make 80.
I would love that. I've been asking for that for quite some time, not only for the current fisher that we have here, but a big pitch bait rod for big marlin would be absolutely phenomenal. So I'm right there on board with your suggestion. I just got to get the guys over in Japan to get it going.
I'll bet the East Coast bluefin guys would be beating down your door for that reel too.
Yep, that too. Yeah, that would be a good one for sure.
Just because that Talica 50 is like the only 50-sized reel that you see people on the East Coast using for bluefins, because it's, even though, for that size quarry, it's realistically just too small of a reel, the power is so high that they do it anyways. Like, I could just only imagine if they got that reel with the line and everything else. And I mean, if you think about how much power comes out of a Talica 50, could you imagine what an 80 would be like?
Yeah, it'd be tractor, right?
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, pull the car in.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Appreciate that very much. And we'll Robbie's already noted that for sure. No doubt about it.
That wasn't something you had not thought of.
Speaking of a Talica 50, let me get this straight. So if you get ready for big bluefin this spring and summer, and you don't have a Talica 50, you need one. There's no question about it. And a 20 and a 25 also. If you buy a 20, a 25, or a 50 at the show from, say, Fisherman's Landing Tackle or one of your other dealers, what do you get? You get that filled with Max Quattro? Is that right?
Yeah, you get up to 500 yards of line, which it'll soak up 500 yards for a reel of that size. So any Talica, Trinidad, Tranx 500, or Stella, we will basically give you 500 yards of Max Quattro at the Power Pro booth.
That's so cool.
Buy it from any one of the dealers at the show, bring it over to my guys in the Power Pro booth, tell them, I want 65, 80, 100. And they'll fill it up. If you buy a Tiagra, you get 500 yards of hollow ace, and then basically all the other reels, regular Power Pro up to 300 yards. So it's going to be busy. Don't buy a reel and think your reel's going to be spooled up in the matter of a couple minutes. So you want to buy your reel, bring it over, and then go do your shopping, go check out the seminars, do all that stuff, and come back by later to pick it up. Because like last year, we were at the show every day for at least a half hour to 45 minutes once the show was over, still finishing up the last few reels, because that's how awesome that promotion is.
Yeah, well, how much is 500 yards of Max Quattro if you buy it at Fisherman's Landing?
I mean, roughly 100, 100. It depends on the size, that you're getting, but between $100 and $125, roughly, like sometimes even more. It just, it depends on what size, what you're doing. But I mean, that's huge savings, and you're not just getting handed a spool. It's getting put on the reel appropriate with good machines by the experts at Power Pro. And I'll tell you, that's a really big deal, too. We still see, still in 2019, we still see people putting on braid inappropriately at, maybe shops that aren't used to big saltwater fishing. And the fact that you're going to get an expert from Power Pro putting it on with an appropriate machine is crazy. I mean, you're talking $125, sometimes $150 savings that you're getting right off the top.
Pretty awesome.
Way awesome.
No doubt about it.
All right. Hey, well, as we can find out, we're going to find out what's going on the water right now. We got the Cast Man standing by from Cast Tours with our Baja and mainland Mexico report. And today, that catch report is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego. Be sure to see the Fisherman's Processing and Fish Pros The Market at the Fred Hall Show in Long Beach, right across from the Let's Talk Hookup booth. You can purchase smoked and jerkied fish, all of their great spices, rubs, smoked cheese, all at their special show prices. Fish Pros The Market and Fisherman's Processing. See them next week at the show for those amazing specials. Let's talk to the Cast Man, Richard Castaneda from Cast Tours. Buenos dias, Cast Man.
Hey, buenos dias, Ricky, Pedro.
Cast Man.
Good morning, buddy.
Hey, Ricky, you were mentioning about, reel repair and taking the side plate off a reel and then, having everything just fly out. Well, years ago with a Penn Squitter, they had an anti-reverse spring that when you take off the plate, not knowing, that thing would shoot out. It was so small. You couldn't find it, let alone where to put it back.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I quit working on reels back in those days.
We used to call those, we'll call them for the radio, we call them shoot springs. And anytime a guy would say, hey, I need a new dog spring for my Penn 500, you would always say, well, do you want to buy an shoot spring? And they're like, what's that? Like, well, when you launch the first one across the room, you'll have a second one to put in there, when you realize what you did. So, yeah, I'm with you. It's nice knowing that we don't have to deal with that with our Talicas anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, for me, I'm not mechanically inclined, so it's much easier to just send them in and get them repaired. But anyway, gosh, we're here, man. The show is Wednesday, and looks like we're going to maybe get some rain Tuesday and Wednesday, so I think I'm going to go in Monday and set up so I don't get all my display soaking wet and that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping we don't get much rain, but you never know. The way things are going now, it could be pretty bad. But fishing down in the very tip there, Cabo San Lucas and San Jose del Cabo, still striped marlin. That's the main action down there. Nice quality stripers, 100, 120 pound on the average. 1 to 2 releases per day. Some boats up to 4 or 5, but some really good action going on with the stripers, and they are making their migration because most of the action now is like straight out from Cabo and then up toward the Gordo Bank off Palmilla and that area there. And like I said, they're making their way into the Sea of Cortez, and I wouldn't be surprised if the East Cape boats, the boats that are going out now, are even starting to get a few up in that area. So look for that really to break wide open in the next month and a half. Yellowfin tuna, they're kind of scattered. The normal banks there at the Iman, San Luis, Gordo, didn't have much action on tuna. There were a few tuna, nothing much to speak of. But the main action is 25 to 30 miles out under the Porpoise, getting school-sized yellowfin tuna there, the boats that want to make the run out to locate those schools of porpoise. Inshore, lots of Sierras, some pretty good size, quality Sierras, 8-10 pounds. Eric Brixton from Gordo Banks Pongas was reporting they had a pretty good flurry of quality-sized Dorado there earlier in the week off of Palmilla Point and up at Punta Gordo. There they were getting some nice fish up to 25 pounds. Most of them were in that 10 to 12 pound range. So good quality Dorado. Over in Ixtapas de Montenejo there, out about 6-7 miles, they're getting into the sailfish there. There again, 1 to 2 per boat per day average. Some boats 4 or 5. Also blue marlin a little further out at the 1,000 fathom mark. And boats who want to venture out 30-35 miles have been locating schools of tuna here again under the schools of porpoise there. And, of course, along the beaches, some really, really good jacks, big jacks, 25, 30-pound jacks being taken on poppers, which is, like I say, it's kind of my favorite type of fishing. I love catching fish on poppers when they explode on them. But anyway, that's the report for this week. Hope to see a lot of the listeners there at the show this coming Wednesday through Sunday. Stop by the Cast Tours booth, pick up some of our flyers, and get all the specials that we're offering this during the show, and look forward to meeting everybody.
Yeah, anyway, and also be sure to grab one of those last spots for our Loretto Rumble, too, in May. That's coming up quick.
Yeah, we got 3 rooms left on that.
That's it.
Of course, Pete, I'll have some of our flyers in your booth also, so I'll make sure to get those to you when I get in there on Wednesday.
Sounds great, Cass. How do we get a hold of you?
Give us a call at 800-593-6510, or if you want to check us out on the web at www.casttours.com. And see you guys Wednesday, Pedro.
See you Wednesday. Very good. Glad you got those fires finally done.
Yeah. Well, Ron did a good job. He did a pretty good job.
All right, Cass, man. We'll see you Wednesday.
All right. Hey, let's jump right back into the phones. Talk to Bob. He's calling us from Lakeside this morning. What's up, Bob? Welcome to the show.
Hi, Bob. Thanks for joining us on Let's Talk Hookup. Appreciate it.
Hey, good morning, guys. Totally stoked for Wednesday. Rain or shine, we're going to be in line.
That's right.
Right.
I got a question for Robbie. I want to be picking up a Tranx 200 at the show, but I'm for doing both freshwater and saltwater, like day fishing and lake fishing. And I know you've got Max Quattro and you've got Super Slick. Can you differentiate the technology in the Max Quattro and why it's 25% thinner? Is it the same material, or is it a different process in making it? Can you explain the differences?
Yeah, it's a different. It's still a Spectra fiber. It's just a different. Well, it's hard to explain. It's a different fiber in that it is basically just thinner than the old one. Very simply stated, it's still the weaving process is still the same. It's a 4-carrier braid. It's just a higher end, new state of the art Spectra fiber from Honeywell. So that's what basically Max Quattro is.
Uh-huh. And explain carrier, 4 carrier, 8 carrier, 16 carrier.
So it's a weaving process. So it's basically like, braiding, like how girl braids her hair is basically how braided line is made, right? It's braid, right? So the carrier is each spindle, spins around to form the braiding process to make the make the line.
So Standard Power Pro and Super 8 Slicks have 4 pieces of line that get braided together.
Well, Super 8 Slick is an 8 carrier braid.
Is 8 carrier.
Right, and then Hollow is 16 carrier.
Hollow is 16.
Yes.
So there's a 4. The Standard Power Pro is 4. The Max Quattro is 4. Super 8 Slick is 8, and then 16. Can you imagine watching a machine do 16 different weaves?
I've been to the factory a couple of times, and it's fascinating.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
It's about the size of a football field. Actually, it's probably bigger than that. And it's tens of thousands of these machines just going 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Really?
And then you see the spindle of the line that it's actually producing. I mean, you can watch it for a minute, and it doesn't even look like it even made anything.
Really?
I mean, it's the slowest process in the world to actually make the line. But these braiders are going so fast, you think it's just making, tens of thousands of yards per second.
Yeah.
And it just,
nothing.
Not like an inch.
Like an inch a minute or something like that?
Yeah, something crazy.
Holy mackerel.
Most of the competitor lines that are out there in Hollow are 12, and that's, one of the main reasons that Hollow Ace is so nice.
Yes.
It's so smooth, and it opens so easy, and it makes making loops so easy, and, doing your Sato crimps or all your insert connections. Like, not all Hollows are made with 16 carriers. In fact, most of them are not, and that's one of the reasons it elevates Hollow Ace so much above the competition in that
easy
world. It's the best.
To do the line insert connections.
For the boys.
Putting, like if you take, the cool thing about putting Hollow Ace on your reel, let's say you loan your reel to Harold Davis, and he catches a whole bunch of sharks with it and messes the line up really badly, and then you got to take a whole bunch of that line off. Well, what does it take? About 60 seconds to splice back in a splice on Hollow Ace where you don't even know it's there.
So funny. That seems like such a familiar scenario.
Doesn't that seem familiar?
I remember that exact scenario.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's the beauty of Hollow is you can weave a new piece of Hollow into it. It's an inline splice, we call it, and it's perfect. I mean, it's just as strong, and you literally have to mark it with a Sharpie to know where that splice happened because you'll never feel it and you'll never find it again. That's just another advantage of Hollow Ace.
Yeah, and it's not just for the finger
you made a great
connections.
point.
It's the also you want to change it out, just take a little bit off and weave it right back in.
I use Hollow Ace on all my long range reels, and probably every second or third year I replace the top 100 yards just because you know how it is. You had one bait that you fly lined 100 yards back there, and the hook got, bent back around and caught him in the gill plate, and he helicoptered all the way in. You got all that twist in your line and things like that. I mean, you know how nice it is to cast and fish with fresh, clean line. So every, 2 or 3 years, I just take the top 100 yards, cut it off, splice a new piece on, and now you're just fishing with nice, fresh line again.
No worries.
I love it. Yeah, it's great.
It's good stuff for sure. Hey, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Look who's on the line, Berkeley Andrews from Seakeeper. Good morning, Berkeley.
Hey, Berkeley.
Hey, guys. How's it going? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Yeah, I know you're pumped up for the big Fred Hall Long Beach show, and Seakeeper will be there, right?
Who's not? I mean, we look forward to it every year, but the great thing about this year is that Seakeeper will have its 29-foot Albemarle Seakeeper demo boat with the Seakeeper 3 at the show. We'll be right across the street at Pier Point Landing, so you come on by the booth, you slap on a blue wristband on you, and you get out there and you feel and truly experience what's one of the most exciting things in the industry today. So excited to be coming to Fred Hall again. And it's just been amazing to see this product get into smaller and smaller boats every day. So guests will also be able to come by the booth and see the Seakeeper 2, which is the smallest Seakeeper to date at 414 pounds. We're now putting Seakeeper on boats from 25 to 32 feet.
Wow. So like Ricky could put a Seakeeper 2 on his 25-foot Parker and be stabilized.
You know what? There's more news to come later this year. We're not done yet. So.
Oh.
I think the next model, which is going to be unveiled towards the end of the year, will be very exciting for Ricky.
Oh, okay.
Me,
all right. And these are that's that one like the one that you're going to be demoing, or you don't need a generator. It runs off your batteries.
it'll be our third 12-volt model now coming out. So it's really amazing, and it's just something that people got to experience. So come on by the show, and we'll get you out for a demo ride. You know, if you got a small boat, you got a big boat, we'll take care of you.
And so are you going to run out in the ocean so they can really feel the real sense of what Seakeeper actually does?
You know it. We're going to have complete sea trials every hour and a half, so guests will get out there for a good hour. And you tell us what you want to do. I mean, the Seakeeper works. It's effective at all speeds, at rest and underway. And we love it. I mean, Seakeeper's I think we got 7 demo boats now that we literally just tow them all over the place. I just got back from the Northwest trip, a little chilly, but
I'll bet.
You get people out on those boats, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it sounds like you're going to have Seakeeper weather to be able to do the demos
exactly.
for sure, especially Wednesday, it looks like. But certainly a great opportunity. How much is it going to cost to take one of these demo rides?
It's free, so come on by and see Berkeley, Captain Brandon, and Maley, and we'll take care of you. So you can click on the Seakeeper website if you want to sign up for a demonstration early, or just come by and see us at the show, and we'll give you a wristband, walk across the street, and we'll get you on the first available boat.
Oh, fantastic.
So cool.
All right, Berkeley Andrews in the Seakeeper booth at the Fred Hall Long Beach show. I can tell you from firsthand, take a ride, be amazed. It is. Every time I go out on my boat and it's a little lumpy, I just go, how does it do that?
Totally.
People just can't figure it out. You'll see. Just go do it, and you'll see what I mean. It's an amazing piece of machinery for sure. Thanks, Berkeley. We'll see you at the show.
Hey, guys, have a good one.
All right.
Great talking to you. Bye-bye.
All right,
thanks, buddy. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More of your phone calls, more great information. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
The state-of-the-art long-range sport fishing vessel, the Independence, delivers the top quality, comfort, and fishability you look for in a long-range boat. Veteran captains Mark Paisano and Paul Strasser built this incredible 112-foot vessel with the most modern technology and luxurious comfort available. With a top-notch crew and amenities, once you go on the Independence, you'll be back. Call Independent Sport Fishing at 619-226-6006 or check independentsportfishing.com.
It's Fred Hall showtime, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must-visit, and the deals will be unmatched. Check out the most complete selection of Shimano products: Talica, Trinidad, Torium, Terramar, Therese, Stella, Saragossa, Power Pro, tackle bags, and the all-new exciting Tranx 200 reel. The Fisherman's Landing staff has used Shimano products for years and knows your needs. Come visit the most spectacular booth in our history, Fisherman's Landing Tackle, a must-see at this year's Fred Hall show.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
While Seagar invented fluorocarbon fishing line in 1971, their never-ending pursuit of innovation has never stopped. They are the only company making double structure fluorocarbon, which combines two exclusive custom resins, a high-density interior for strength and sensitivity, and a softer exterior for enhanced knot strength. So for the best in fishing performance, pick up a spool of Seaguar Fluoro Premier and the original Blue Label leader material at your favorite tackle dealer. Both are double structure fluorocarbon.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090.
So we were just talking on the break with Robbie about the Fred Hall deals, and we're just astonished. Here is
crazy, man.
Corrado DC, which is a hard-to-get item, right? I mean, back-ordered like crazy. I mean, you had no idea the demand for this amazing reel. You buy one at the show, and you're going to get a $150 Corrado rod to go along with it?
Yes, you are.
Unbelievable.
$250 reel gets
and
a
you
$150
get a $150
rod.
rod.
$200 reel, your $250 reel you can't hardly get. You're going to get it, and you're getting a $150 rod to go with it.
And most of the dealers have a pretty good stock of them at the show.
No.
Oh, they don't. So get there early.
You have to. And the show specials are show only. If
no rain checks.
No rain checks. I can't do the rain checks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's stock on hand. And, hopefully we have enough inventory there between, I think I've got 9 or 10 dealers at the show. And, we'll do our best to keep product flowing. But, so that's an awesome one.
We got lucky that we had a big box that just happened to arrive a couple weeks. I mean, I don't mean it like that. Like, there's no wink, wink. Like, it was an order that we placed having nothing to do with the show. Months prior, it just, our allotment just happened to hit at that time, and we didn't even.
So you're stocked.
We didn't even put a single one in the case. We just taped that box right up and take it to the show just for that reason.
So you buy the Corrado DC at Fisherman's Line and Tackle. You take that reel with the receipt, and you take it to the Shimano booth. You get your free rod right then and there, and you get the line fill of Power Pro.
Yep.
Wow. And the other thing, too, we were talking about SLX.
That's not the only insane, reel and rod deal. I wouldn't be surprised if SLX overtakes that just because of how quality the reel is, and you're also going to get a rod. And Robbie, I'm sure, would do a much better job of describing what that one is than I.
So what is the SLX, first of all?
So SLX is another new bait cast reel we introduced at ICAST this past year.
200 size.
It's retails for $100.
Yeah,
$100.
The best $100 low profile reel I've ever got to see. I mean, it for sure is in smoothness and free spool and drag and all those things something you would expect to see at $200, $250. I mean, it's a very smooth, very good operating low profile reel that's $100.
Yeah, it goes back to I relate the SLX to the original green Corrado, where it was just a workhorse. Awesome functioning piece of equipment.
The reel that everybody still has.
Yes, right, and that SLX is that, and it's cheaper than what original Corrado was, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So so with that one at the show, we're going to give away a $100
bass rod.
So you buy the $100 reel, you get a $100 bass rod.
Yes.
And you get the free line fill.
Yes.
Whew.
How's that, dude?
Unbelievable.
You kidding me?
They're almost paying you to get it.
Yeah, we are like we were literally like we have every other week we all have a meeting with all the boys in the shop and we all get together and and everybody was scratching their head like, well, how many do we get? Like, how many is too many? And I don't know what that number is. We got a whole bunch of them. We still don't know.
They're not going to last.
That's a $100 reel that gets a $100 rod for free.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, get on it.
Yeah.
Scott Sherman, what's up?
Good morning, guys. Another great show.
Morning, Scott.
Hey, wanted to ask your guest there on the digitally controlled reel. That has me a little interested. Not that I backlash or anything, but it's just thinking about it. Does that have like a little chip inside the reel? And if so, how does that hold up with salt water and those types of things? Because we know how corrosive salt can be.
Yeah, it's 100% saltwater good to go. Nothing saltwater proof. Even with talc and stuff like that, we run into some saltwater issues every now and then. But yeah, so it's a computer built into the spool, and there's no battery needed. It uses the spinning of the spool to generate electricity, and it's got a little battery pack, and it stores the power. So basically, you make one cast, and it's charged for basically the entire day.
Does the battery ever go bad?
No. Not that I've ever heard. I mean, my Trinidad DCs, which are 15 years old and get fished a lot.
Yeah.
still make that buzz noise.
Yeah.
I mean, I fished the bejesus out of my Trinidad 20 DCs and have for years and years and years and years. Never had a single, whatever you call it, computer chip go bad. I've never had the battery go bad.
Issue.
They're horrible on their maintenance program, meaning I never turn them in when I should. They just don't ever have problems. I mean, they're awesome. That it's like completely encased in epoxy. There's just no way for the bad stuff to get to it. Knock on wood. I'm sure anything can and probably does happen, but I've got a good sample size of my DCs, and I've never had an issue yet.
Be a perfect reel to take with your grandkids.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about that very much, and I was just wondering how they would hold up, because salt gets into everything, and then you could put in little computer chips along with that. I had some concerns, but it sounds like that thing's been dealt with and no issues at all.
Indeed. Hey, Scott, thanks a lot for the phone call. We'll see you up at the Fred Hall Long Beach show starting this Wednesday at the Long Beach Convention Center. And don't forget, we're going to be broadcasting live both Saturday and Sunday from the lobby of the Hyatt Regency. We'll be down in the Seaview Tundra, our usual spot down there at the bottom of the escalator. We've got some great guests lined up.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, Andy Mill. We've got Paul Hebert. We've got, of course, Seth Bone from Kingfisher. A whole host of great guests. It's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, Bart will be there, and we're going to have a ton of prizes.
I was just going to say, that's the secret of the whole thing.
I just received a big shipment from Shimano.
Oh,
so I got
man.
a lot of flat falls, and I have a lot of Colt Sniper jerk baits, a lot of stuff to give away.
The giveaway that Pete's always put together, I always shook my head every year because you get such good stuff. And, in the insaneness of bluefin, when everybody's buying every one little thing, like, I'd see a Colt Sniper jerkbait, like, oh, man, I'd give anything if we could have a few of those to sell right now. And, during every break, oh, here's freebies, here you go. Yeah. It's a lot of fun and a cool atmosphere and lots of people hanging out and talking, and we have fun during the breaks. It's a really, really fun time and a cool addition to going to the show. Just come in a couple hours early, enjoy a great live version of Let's Talk Hookup.
So make plans to do it, and especially Sunday, when we're going to lose an hour, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be Ricky's favorite day.
My favorite show of the year.
Yeah, indeed. Let's try and sneak in another call here.
You got it, buddy. How about this time we talked to Cheer calling us from Cardiff this morning. What's up, Cheer? Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, good morning, guys. Pete, Rick, Robbie, I'm really stoked you're on, Robbie, today, because I got a question regarding if you could compare, please, and contrast the Tranx 500 and maybe the Trinidad A 20 or 30. I mean, the appropriateness, what you use those for, because obviously I'm thinking of buying either one of those or both of those.
I use both. I was a huge fan of a Trinidad 20 for fishing surface iron. It's still it's the second best surface iron reel on the planet because the best surface iron reel, in my opinion, is a Tranx 500. So Tranx 500 is for fishing surface iron, and I still use a Trinidad 20 as my 30-pound fly line reel. It still casts better than anything on the planet, and it fishes 30-pound, I think, better than anything. So
no question.
Both that's my answer. I'm pretty sure you guys are shaking your heads.
I hate that I agree with you completely, but I do. Like just old school growing up on a sport boat. Like, oh, there's no way that a low profile level line reel would ever be as good as my open Trinidad A. And I think that if every single bit of mechanical cast was perfect, I still think that a Trinidad would probably outcast a Tranx. But I don't know, and I don't use it. I've switched just about all to Tranx 500s. They cast so good. The variable braking system eliminates all the issues that you have, especially when you're casting Power Pro. I fish so much more Power Pro than I used to in a surface iron application. Like I'm in just complete agreement.
And the level line. You don't have to worry about making sure you're, when you get the deer in the headlights, man, you don't have to worry about the backlashes as much and such like that because
line stacks clean.
It stacks very clean. What do you put on your Tranx 500?
65.
65 straight Power Pro.
That or actually even 80.
80.
With these big tunas that are, if I'm fishing, yellows or calico bass or something that's smaller, right? 65, it just fishes really well. But the last couple years with that, that bluefin and how good they've eaten a jig, I'll step it up a notch and put 80 on there just for the, a little bit of insurance.
The thing I like so much about the Tranx 500 is, I like to cast a lot. I consider myself a plenty good caster, and performance-wise, I can cast forever with that thing, and I really like it. But the other thing that's cool about it is if you have somebody that has even the basic concept of how to cast a conventional reel, thumb on, a little bit of pressure, thumb back on to stop it, and you dial those brakes up a little bit, the most novice, inexperienced caster that at least has the basic concept of how to cast a conventional reel will not ever have problems casting that Tranx 500. You could take somebody that's brand new to the sport, dial those brakes up, put 4 brakes on, put 5 brakes on, and they're virtually never going to backlash.
Indeed. Thanks a lot for the call this morning.
Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. Another full hour, plus we're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting when we finally had some nice weather. You stay tuned. There's more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the mighty 1090.
This is Captain Art Taylor of The Searcher. Celia and I and everyone at Team Searcher would like to thank all of our customers for a successful 2018 season. Are you searching for an affordable fishing adventure from 1.5 to 7 days in length? The Searcher has an outstanding crew, great food, air-conditioned cabins and galley, and an RSW system to preserve your catch. Our 2019 schedule is available now. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call our office at 619-226-2403. That's 619-226-2403.
It's Fred Hall show time, and Fisherman's Landing Tackle has the best selection and the hottest deals in the show. Hi, this is Doug Kern. The huge Fisherman's Landing Tackle booth is a must visit, and the deals will be unmatched. We are proud to have the largest selection of Shimano products in the show. Talica, Trinidad, Torium, Terramar, Power Pro, plus the all-new Tranx 200. That's Shimano and Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Fisherman's Landing has been the choice of sport fishing anglers for decades, with the largest fleet of long-range boats worldwide, complemented by Southern California's finest charter and open party fleet. Now is the time to book your long-range trips and charters, plus half-day trips aboard the Dolphin. Go to fishermanslanding.com and see trip availability, and even book your trip online. Stop by or call Fisherman's Landing in San Diego and book now at fishermanslanding.com.
A few years ago, Shimano introduced the Tranx 500 reel, and it changed the way we cast for big fish. Now, by popular demand, Shimano has created 2 new sizes. Introducing the Tranx 300 and 400, available now at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx is the dream reel for throwing big baits and catching big fish. X-Ship and HEG technologies combine to provide massive cranking power with a smooth, effortless retrieve. Plus, Shimano's new Core Protect water-resistant technology provides long-lasting durability in the harshest environment. The new Tranx 300 and 400 are available in 2 gear ratios and 2 different handle designs to cover all fresh and saltwater applications. See the new Tranx 300 and 400 at your local Shimano dealer. Tranx, it's not just a new reel, it's a way to fish. Check Shimano.com for all the details.
XEPRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader. The home of ESPN Radio. The mighty 1090.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
When bad weather and rough seas send other boats back to the dock, Seakeeper allows you to fish longer and fish harder, even in the roughest conditions. Don't believe it? Just ask those that have put them on their boat, like Captain Pete Grosbeck and other professionals. Fishing in the trough with Seakeeper basically eliminates the trough. Seakeeper's newest offering, the Seakeeper 3, is optimized to eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on boats between 30 and 39 feet. Even better, this gyro is so small it can fit inside a customized leaning post and operate on your current battery system, making installation fast and easy. Watch for new product coming soon. The Seakeeper for boats. Think about it. Eliminate up to 95% of boat roll on your boat. That is amazing. To learn more about how Seakeeper can change your life on the water and to schedule your free demo, go to seakeeper.com. Take a ride, be amazed. Seakeeper.
It's time for the spectacular 73rd Annual Fred Hall Show, March 6th to the 10th at the Long Beach Convention Center. The world's largest fishing show, one of the nation's premier boat shows, and a world-class international fishing and hunting travel show. Celebrate the passion of fishing, boating, hunting, and outdoor recreation at the nation's #1 show. Nearly 1,000 booths, acres of boats, over 400 seminars. The Mammoth Lakes Kids Fish-Free Trout Pond, Daiwa Saltwater Tank, Accurate Fishing Main Seminar Stage, Hobie Kayaks Fishing Theater, the 805 Kuma Bass Tank, the Ultimate Air Dogs, Costa Sporting Chef Cafe, a giant marine electronics section, free dive, scuba dive, off-road, fly fishing, air gun ranges, casting, Hobie test rides, sword discs, Great American Duck Races, and so much more. Kids free, kids fish free. Support CCA Cal and get in free at the Fred Hall Show, March 6th to the 10th at the Long Beach Convention Center. Presented by Progressive. Details at fredhall.com.